Hello everyone, my name is Mitsuno Midoi. I'm a forensic scientist from the world of mystery novels, currently streaming games in an attempt to con people into giving me more days off, because God knows I need them. Today we are going to be doing the second episode of Detective Kobayashi. A small game not many people have heard of, but I've quite enjoyed our first case thus far. It's clear our devs appreciate what they're doing, even if I don't think the gaminess of it has been working out so far. There's a very, very real possibility that opinion of mine is going to change once we get into the more developed cases. Because tonight, we witness murder. Well, here we go, with Midnight Ghost. Spooky. The atmosphere of the police station was as busy and tense as always. Cases were piling up, and officers and criminals were fighting every day. Pity. Can't we all just get along? Many cases had been solved since Kobayashi joined the district's criminal investigation department, though none of them were important enough for you to see. In just 2 months, he made himself a name at the police station and gained his colleagues' trust. Such a clever detective must be energetic and diligent. In the early morning, he must be motivated to work and set a good example for his colleagues. Oh boy, I get the feeling shenanigans are about to ensue. Oh boy. Mood. I suspected, he's definitely not that kind of detective.
队长，你这是打算在上班的时候继续睡觉吗？
是啊，昨天打主机游戏打了个通宵，现在好累啊。
Oh god, it's worse than I imagined. He's a gamer. Disgusting.
又是 PlayStation 4？
And he's a PlayStation gamer too.
这次是《犯罪都市》，全球最卖座的在线游戏。我在一个超过2000人的帮派里，
Crime City, you
昨天
say?
我们帮派围堵检察总部呢。
I mean, I guess that's how mafia works.
作为一个执法者，你居然玩什么犯罪都市？
Well, you see, Matsuda, first he purchased the game. Then he installed it in his Joystation 4 by putting the disc
偶
in
尔
the
也要站在犯
slot.
罪者的角度看事物啊，里面还教了我各种各样的毒药知识呢。
Occasionally I had to look at things from a criminal's point of view. I actually gained a lot of knowledge about different kinds of poison. Since that's true, can't I play it in the office for research purposes?
比如颠茄、龙葵、乌头啥的，其中颠茄还具有美瞳效果呢。
Amaryllis belladonna. That's such a convoluted name to just drop casually in an expository dialogue. I assume it's going to come up later.
你快点醒醒，现在是工作时间。
I mean, clearly he can, he just was. Are you going to deny the evidence of your own eyes and ears?
哦，
Are you going to trust departmental
那你要
policy
起
or
来
your
了。
own lying
哎，
eyes?
我们帮会很缺女生的。
Girls don't play video games. That's silly.
打死都不要！
Okay, I'll try not to. Blue's not here today, we should probably be fine.
真可惜啊。
Okay. Shame you won't play though.
这个给。
It was only visible briefly, but you saw Kobayashi has a Game Boy brick, classic black and white, black and green 2 buttons made of Nintendium on it. So he's not just a gamer. He's a super gamer. You're not dealing with an average gaming warrior, Kakarot. I have finally realized the legend. But also we have a thing. Matsuda handed Kobayashi an energy drink. It's lemon flavored. Because sometimes you just have to hate yourself. Huh? Did you buy me this? Ah, she pays so much attention to me. She must be secretly in love with me. I'm a fleshed out 3-dimensional character.
你不是说很累吗？
Did you say you were tired?
可以很好地提提
Drink
神。
this. It's a good way to get energized.
哎，虽然是你请的，
Oh, you're the one who
但我
got
还
it
是不要
for
了。
me. I don't want it.
不要，
Baka.
就把它连瓶一起塞到你的胃里。
You don't want me to shove the bottle down your throat, do you?
作为一名女性，你能不那么暴力吗？
Be a little less violent? Stop hitting people for no reason. I mean, that's not a thing that's happened in the game thus far, but
我只是不希望你在办公时间公然在办公室
I
睡
just
觉
don't want you to sleep openly in the office during office hours. Besides, I always drink this. It gives you a nice energy boost.
我听说这种饮料其实等同借贷一样，借了要还的。喝完几小
I
时
heard that
后
this drink
会
is
比喝还
actually
要
the
美。
same as borrowing something that you have to give back at some
它会
point. After a few hours, you'll be more tired than if you hadn't drunk it in the first place. And it will affect generations to come.
什么下一代啊？
What do you mean generations to come?
好像是影响
Seems
生育能力
to
什么的。
affect fertility or something? I don't know, this is a thing I care about for some reason, even though I'm never going to score.
如果你不喝下它，你也别想有下一代了。
If you don't drink it, you won't be on this earth to produce generations to come.
为什么？
Nani?
有冇人話過俾你聽？睇你哋兩個對答。
Has anyone ever told you it's fun to see your reaction? In fact, Tsuguo has been eyeing me all day. Is he maybe the one who's secretly in love with me? Well, I ship it.
一点也不。
No, they haven't.
看志雄先生的表情，似乎
Judging by
有
Tsugo's
些安
expression,
静了。
looks like there might be a new case. Every time a new case comes up, Tsugo always looks like he's the victim. Yep. Many relatable characters showing up today.
係啊，有命案啊！
Thank you, Ed, if you finally discovered how to read other people's expressions. That has been a homicide, not far from here.
算了，反正在这里睡不着，去看看吧。
Fine, I can't sleep here properly anyway. Let's go and check it out. Maybe let's go through the motions of actually doing our job.
證據組都冇叫我哋出動。
Wait, the people from the evidence department haven't told us to head out there yet.
啊，
Then why'd you
我以为是
call
谋杀案，
us?
还不能确定吗？
Huh? I thought you said it was a murder. Aren't you sure yet?
唉，好似係未
No.
確定。
Apparently it's not certain. I was lying.
管他什么证據組啊，有人死
Whenever
了
the
當然
evidence
去看
department says someone's dead, of course we're gonna go check out the scene.
你條友又想越權啊！
You wanna do this again, kid? The evidence department is responsible for the case, and only if the case has been deemed a criminal case does the criminal investigation department step in. My Chinese isn't that good. I don't understand what he means. Blah, 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 blah. Tragedy. Stay in school, kids.
如果證據組佢哋認為
Stay in
案
school.
根本就唔係謀殺，或者根本唔
Eat
算
your
係犯
drugs
人
and don't do
我
milk.
哋刑偵組就冇上場嘅必要啦。
If the evidence department believes that the case didn't involve a murder or kidnapping, the only 2 crimes that exist, our team doesn't need to take part in the criminal investigation.
但我听说很多时
But
候证據組
I've heard that more often than not, the evidence department will actually settle the case on their own and keep the criminal investigation department out of it.
肯定有啊！本來咁分就希望減輕
That
個
sounds
刑偵
nice,
組
but
人
it
手
probably
不足
means
嘅
they're also
狀態
cutting into
如
our
果證據組可以
budget.
搞掂嘅，好可能就唔使轉交過嚟
By
啦。
budget, I mean my paycheck. Yes, that's for sure. The police are hoping to reduce the amount of criminal investigations to avoid public embarrassment, so if the evidence department can handle it, there's a good chance that it will not be handed over to us.
什么鬼制度啊？
I haven't
关
changed
我什么事
facial expression in
走吧，
several
去现场。
minutes. What kind of system is this? Let's go! Off to the scene! Kobayashi ran out of the door without waiting for an answer.
没办法了，快点跟上吧。
Well, there's no helping it now. Come on, keep up.
所以我先討厭呢個冇事揾事做
I hate it when he gets us mixed up in matters that don't concern us. I'm a cop. You think I give a shit about things like solving murders or catching the culprit? Who do you think I am? June 14th. Morning. The cinema lobby.
电影院啊！我也好久
Ah,
没
the
去电影院看电影了。
cinema. I haven't been to the cinema in a long time. I'm very intense about it. Last movie I saw was called The Big Pork Chop Makeover. Oh, it was the kind of story in which an unattractive girl turns into a beautiful woman. The film was actually a documentation about pork chops. A documentation. Yep. This is what happens when you skimp on your localization budgets, children. Stay in school.
你冇女朋友咩？
You have a girlfriend.
哎，
Sadly, no.
你有介
Oh,
绍？
do you want to introduce me to someone?
我媽單身。
My mother's
你想唔想
single.
識
Would you like to get to know each other?
不，谢谢了。
No. Thank you. I don't want a 50-year-old stepson. Bro, you don't even know what she's like. Come on, live a little.
我哋平日唔會用啲手機搖一搖啊，
Aren't you using that
幫佢識下
shake
啲女
function
仔
on your mobile phone to meet girls? Dude, you use the shake function? Why am I even surprised?
我摇出来的都是人妖，
All
或
I
者提升
counted
小
was
姐姐的福利
okay. You know what? You want to play it like that? Can't use that kind of language in this house. Jackass. And Kobayashi's such a dick when we're not using shake. I can't text Itsuki, can't text Midori. As long as I've got it open. Oh, do we... Oh, there we are. Let's give it a shake, shake. Alexandra. Hello. Who is this? You don't know me, but can we just chat for a while? Are you alright? I have nothing to go on but the fact that you're portrayed as a little German girl, I'm sorry. It's not. I'm just trying to find someone to talk to. There's a hotline at the police station that can help you. 759-245-336. 759-245-336. Damn you. 759-245-336. No. You're lying. That number's not real at all. You fool. Isn't that a suicide prevention line? I don't want to commit suicide. What must that feel like? Are you a policeman? How did you know? Well, an ordinary person wouldn't have realized that it's a suicide hotline state anyway, right? Are you a policeman too? Actually, I just guessed about the hotline. I don't think we're colleagues. We might be. Which department are you in? The Criminal Investigation Department. The Criminal Investigation Department? Is that the same as mine? You're not Suguo, are you? Suguo, that old ghost? Are you in the second group? Yes. Are you in one of the groups? I think I know who you are. What? That's not fair. I still don't know who you are. You're the second group's new team leader, Kobayashi, right? It's disappointing you saw right through me. You really don't know who I am? I don't know everyone. I only heard that one group's leader is a woman. Well, yes. She's a woman. Not only that, I hear she's a very beautiful, but it's a pain to work under her supervision. Oh? How so? Please tell me more. I'm sure that your team leader seems to be one of those types. You know, those people. Those types? It's a bit crazy. I hear she's sugar-coated on the outside, but underneath that lies a bomb. That sounds really bad. I wonder who told you that. Weren't you in that group? How do you see it? You can share. I'm sorry, I think I can't provide the inside story you're looking for. I can only provide Bowser's inside story, available for Nintendo 3DS. Why, don't you see her at work every day? Apart from seeing her at work every day, I can see her anytime, anywhere. I really don't know if I should envy you or pity you. But there's someone like that in our group, too. In the second group? Yeah, she's called Matsuda, do you know her? Oh, her. I've seen her twice. She's a pretty capable woman. She is, but her level of ferociousness is extreme. I can't believe the policewomen in this neighborhood are so scary. And Kobayashi, you're kind of a coward. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Do you have any gossip about your team leader? I haven't met her yet. I want to know what she looks like. What kind of gossip do you want to know? Well, the more personal it is, the better, of course. For example, her measurements. I hate this guy. Officer Kobayashi, it seems that you're as lustful as the rumors say. What kind of rumors? I see, you must be buddies with some of my buddies to talk about me like that. Why would you think that I'm a buddy? You still don't know me? I'm not exactly being subtle about it, you fucking idiot. Huh? You're not a man? At what point did I tell you about my gender? Also, my screen name is a woman's name and my profile picture is of a woman. You actual evolutionary dead end. That's true. This is really embarrassing. I don't think you're going to be embarrassed at all. And tell me, are you a woman? Finally, you got it. Give the man a round of applause. He finally managed to cross the finish line. If you're a woman... Wait... I mean, if you insist. I think the Criminal Investigation Department only has 2 women. Matsuda and the group leader we've been talking about. That's right. So if you're a woman... Insert dial-up noises here. Well, say it. Huh? No way! I'll keep in mind what you said to me today, Officer Kobayashi. You're the group leader. You caught on too late. It's not good to say bad things about people behind their back. Oh, and you're also a pervert. I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me? Probably not. Damn. Don't say that. I intend to have a good relationship with the other groups at work. That seems unlikely. Hey, I'm not the kind of person you think I am. What kind of person are you, then? In fact, I'm quite serious and honest. I can't tell. Anyway, I'm sorry. Since this is our first meeting, I'm Kobayashi Masayuki. Nice to meet you. My name is Sho Wei. Miss Sho. That's a nice name. Now that we know each other, can I delete your phone number? What? Don't do that. You must be very strong to actually be the leader of a group. Change the topic. You seem to be giving yourself a compliment there. Aren't you the second group's leader? I'm not very good at it. I heard that you broke the highest score on the exam at the Academy of Logic. Wow, you know about that? I can't believe I'm that famous. It just so happens that I broke the record before that. Oh. I thought that my name would always live on at that school. I can't believe that my record was broken by someone like you. That... I'm sorry. What are you sorry about? It's a proof of strength, so you caught my attention. It doesn't bother me that you're a disgusting lecherous pig with 0 positive traits because you're good at math. I did? I'm embarrassed. You had the highest score in the subject of investigation in the history of the Academy, but you're also the only one who didn't qualify in all the other subjects. See, I need to tell you this because obviously you were there at the time. Hey, forget about those other irrelevant subjects. So after today, I finally got to know you. My impression of you has changed. Has it improved? You're just a little cleverer than the average scoundrel. What? You saying that hurts my feelings. That's it. Although we're both in the criminal investigation department, our paths are probably not going to cross again. But I'd be very excited to meet you. I decline. Don't say that. I'd like to get your opinion to solve future cases. Solve your own case first. I'm leaving. Hello? Can we chat for a while? Michelle, please, don't hate me. Buy a dinner, okay? Or would you prefer to watch a movie with me? I could buy you a cake as an apology. You don't want me to go hungry, do you? You're really not talking to me anymore. Fine. Then I'll make a request. If you help me, I won't bother you anymore. You see, I'm really curious about what you look like. I heard that you're really beautiful. Could you send me a picture? Actually, you don't need to send me. I'll just drop by and see you in person. But you probably don't want to see me, do you? So why not just send me a picture? Right? It seems like a good compromise, doesn't it? Alright. I'm sorry. Seriously, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope we can encourage each other in the future. Bye-bye! How come you're really not answering? I can be annoying, but that's my strength. You will forgive me. Dot. How come you're really not answering? Why don't I send you a picture of me first? You haven't seen me, have you? Alright, fine. But don't hate me. This is so you'll never spam me again. Here's a photo of me. Consider that you broke my record, I'll let this slide. But don't me again, or I will turn rude. Oh, they actually gave you a proper appearance in engine. That means you're going to come up later, and this whole conversation was foreshadowing. Awesome! I know. Now more than ever. Kingdom Hearts? You're a really charming person. Yes, I forgot that I shouldn't be sending you any more messages, ha 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 ha. But I can't help it. Might we still get a chance to talk again? Okay, I know. Let's talk later. Dot. By the way, do you have time for dinner? Or to watch a movie? There's a horror movie that's been very popular recently. Well, that was miserable. Please, for the love of God, just tell me about the victim already. I'm getting tired of dealing with this guy. Yeah, screw you. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
量体重机，我记得这台机器不太准的。
A weight machine. Remember, this
你
machine
踏上
was
去
never really
让我确认一
accurate.
下。
Wanted to step on it, let me make sure. As soon as you go up to check how much you weigh, I can look at the dial. It shouldn't be more than 50 kilograms for sure.
我才不会中计呢。
Not doing it.
看不出来，你蛮机智的嘛。
I can see you caught on to me.
是你的阴谋，每次都太
Your
明显了
intentions。are so obvious every time.
我果然不适合做坏人。
Ha! Aha! I'm really not a terrible person.
那你还半夜玩什么犯罪都市？就不能早
Visual
点睡觉？
gags.
别让同事一大早
But
为你
don't
操
play
心
Crime
什么。
City all night, go to bed early, and don't make your colleagues worry about you every morning, okay? Yeah, look at that. Look at that face. Look at that face. I want to hit it with a shovel.
大叔，你在看什么啊？
Hey, what are you looking at?
電影海報嚟，呢
Yeah,
單案嘅
movie
死者好似係睇呢
poster.
套片死
The
嘅。
victim of this case seems to have watched this horror movie.
夜半鬼上门，
Midnight Ghost? I thought ghosts were only active from 3 to 6 in the morning. That name. It's quite upsetting.
这套片子啊，最近很火的，
This film
很
has
多
been
影
very
评和报
popular
道都推
recently.
荐，
A
真
lot
的
of
很
film
恐
reviews
怖
and。articles recommend it. It's supposed to be very scary. Like a Mario's Tunnel of Doom.
你好中意睇呢啲咩靚妹？
You like watching these kinds of movies?
超喜欢的，悬疑、
I like all
猎
movies
奇
that are
恐怖
suspenseful,
的都喜
horrific,
欢。
and scary.
看来你这么变态是有
Like
原
there's a
因的。
reason you go crazy sometimes. Watching horror themes like that all the time. This is what happens when you skimp out on your localization budget, kids.
谁变态了？
Who are you calling crazy?
没什么，
I said nothing.
莫非你不敢
Are
看
you
恐怖片？
Afraid of watching horror movies?
我才不告诉你。
I'm not telling you. As if I were afraid. Admittedly, they do kind of scare me.
为什么呢？
Why is
你
that?
肯定是不敢
You
看，
must
对不
get
对？
scared, right?
我才不像你这么喜欢虐待自己
I。don't like torturing myself like you seem to. Dopamine, which is released when you're afraid, makes people feel excited and their mental state becomes more tense. I'm pretty sure that's not it. I'm fairly certain you have your brain chemicals mixed up, you idiot. You are putting on a very poor showing at the beginning of this case.
说的真好。
That's good then.
说到底
The bottom
就是
line is
不
that
敢
you
看嘛
mustn't be afraid to look at the screen.
切，你这么
Well,
大胆，
have
你看
you
了吗？
seen it since you're so brave? Being confrontational about movies.
我前2天跟朋友一起看了，
I watched it with my friends the other day.
真的啊？
Oh, really?
那恐怖吗？
Is it scary?
是蛮恐怖的。
It's pretty
电影里
scary.
某几个情
A
节
couple of scenes were
吓人
really
的
scary, and I had to
我眼都
close
不敢
my
睁开。
eyes. And if you close your eyes, doesn't it feel like we've been this way
会
before?
把人吓死吗？
But could it actually scare someone to death? Which is the big premise of this case, even though we have not established this before at all. Why would you watch a movie like that if you're going to keep your eyes closed the whole time?
大概不会吧？
Probably not.
尸体在戏院里面
Is the
吗？
body inside the cinema?
係啊，佢死喺自己嘅座位
Yeah,
上
she。died in her seat.
看電影中途死
It's
亡
rare
這
to
種事
die midway through a
真罕見。
movie.
进去看看吧。
Let's go inside and have a look. Oh, thank God, a crime scene. Now this I know how to handle. June 14th. Vaguely sometime in the morning. Cinema 1.
他表情很痛苦，
She's wearing a pained expression. She looks like an Edoge protagonist. It seems like she was in a lot of pain before she died.
死者林美美，女性，
The
24
deceased is
歲，
Yulin
喺
Mei,
電影
female
中途心
24 years
臟驟停
old.
致死。
She died from a heart attack midway through watching a movie.
他看的电影就
Was
是
the
刚才
movie
我
with the
们
one we
看
saw
到
in the
海报
poster
上
just
的那
now?
部
就是
Oh
那部恐
yes,
怖片。
that's the one. Can your heart just give out at 24? Well, it really depends on what sort of lifestyle you've led up to this point. Sometimes I feel like mine might.
出事嘅時候，佢同男朋友喺度睇電影。
She and her boyfriend were watching a movie at the time of the incident, but it was hard for anyone to see what was going on in the cinema.
我唔係真係因為俾人
Maybe
嚇
it did
咗之
happen
後
because
心
she was
臟病發
scared,
致死咧。
causing the heart attack that led to her death.
死者有心脏病的
Does
记
the
录
victim
吗？
have a history of heart disease?
死者近期因為
The
感冒
deceased
發生
recently
急性
developed
心
acute
肌
myocarditis after catching a
不過已經
cold,
好
but
返
she
啦。
recovered and
之
has
前
no
亦都冇
previous
心臟
history of
方
heart
面嘅病史。
disease.
患過心肌炎啊？
She suffered from myocarditis. That's hard to prove.
心肌炎康复了就没问题
The
了。
myocarditis
毕
isn't relevant if
竟
she
要让心脏
recovered
弹
from it,
跳
right?
没那么简单。
After all, it's not that easy to stop a heart. I mean, it is, but it depends on what tools you bring to the table now, doesn't it?
不过被吓死
But
了，
is it
这
really
种
possible
事
to be
真有可
scared
能吗？
to death? Possible, yes. Plausible for a
呢
woman
啲
in
事
good
話
health
我
at
都有
her
聽過
age.
啦。
Not at
喺
all.
外國都有案例啊，有啲靚妹玩鬼屋
It
嘅時
isn't
候，
unheard
因為
of.
太
There
驚，
have been
所以
cases
中
in
途
Western
引發心
countries where
臟病發
teenage girls
致死。
apparently grew so scared when visiting haunted houses that they died from a heart attack on the way.
这和现在的情况
Isn't that very similar to
就
what
很
happened
相似
here?
吗？
係啊，個女
Yes,
仔先16
and one of those
歲，
girls was only
佢嘅
16
健康
years
一直
old
都
and
非
she'd
常
been in
好嘅，
perfectly good health.
最終嘅判定
So
就
it
因
was
為太
eventually
過恐
determined
怖
that
而
she
被
was
嚇死。
scared to death.
真瘆人。
It really gets to some people.
比起恐怖片本身，
That in
呢件事
itself
更
is
加嚇
scarier
人啦。
than any horror movie, isn't it? Yeah, I guess. I'm not the sort of person who's easily scared by things that are on the opposite side of a screen. Brain's too rational, plus I've seen too much other shit that's not safely contained within 4 sides of a square. Or a rectangle increasingly frequently in these days and age. Was her boyfriend sitting next to her at the time? When girls watch a scary movie, they often hold on to their boyfriends.
係啊，根據佢男朋友嘅口供，
But
死
that
者
wasn't
突
a
然間揞
bright
住個胸，
red
喺座位度點
clue
嚟
bulb,
點
so that
去。
might not be
冇幾
it.
耐之後，佢就斷咗
Yes,
氣。
according to her boyfriend, the deceased suddenly clutched her chest, curled up in her seat, and stopped breathing.
过程短吗？
Was it quick? If so, the boyfriend wouldn't have noticed anything before she got sick. The pain occurred very suddenly.
好短，
Very
2分鐘
quick.
內啦。
Lasted just a few minutes.
数分钟内
A few minutes. The victim's boyfriend was sitting right next to her, watching it happen. Yeah, that's the thing about, like, murder mystery fiction in general. If you stop and think about it for too long, basically all causes of unnatural death, and I mean most causes of death in general, but let's try to stay on topic here, are absolutely horrifying to experience. It's a deeply unfortunate way to go.
政個組初步判定咗
The evidence department initially declared it an accident, so we wouldn't get involved.
我不信什么证据组，
I don't
我要现场
trust
督
the
办。
evidence department. I'd like to investigate the scene myself. And while I'm at it, I could steal some leftover popcorn. It's the perfect crime.
唉，真係唔按規矩做事啊！
You really don't do things by the rules. And of course not. He's a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules. But he has been forced to turn in his badge because he always gets his man. Anyway, let's look around. No one to talk to at this moment. What, I can't talk to the lady? The deceased, Yulin May, 24, female, was found dead at the cinema on June 14th. Cause of death was cardiac arrest. As we find out who the culprit is, we'll put them under normal, non-cardiac arrest. Heyo, thank you, I'm here all week, remember to tip your servers. Time of death was about 11:30 when the deceased and her boyfriend were watching the horror movie Midnight Ghost. She was so young. Can't believe she passed away so suddenly. Okay. If she died of a heart attack but she wasn't scared to death, basically the only options are poison. Let's take a gander at things she could have been poisoned by. Her poppet corn. There's a bucket of popcorn next to Yulin May. There still is, but there was too. A bucket of popcorn. Anything in her bag. Makeup supplies. A mirror wallet and a guest card. Young girls love these kinds of handbags. The victim lives in the Jamin building, correct? There's that. In District 11. There's a lot of old houses over there. District 11? Shock! she lived close by to the place she went. I can't believe it. That's why she chose to go to this cinema to watch a movie. Residency began on January 11th this year. A plastic bag full of something that's probably not weed. This transparent little bag feels cheap and old. There are some lighters, cigarettes, and other things on it. The person who sat here is rather messy. Rubber ducky, you're the one. Rubber duck. A security camera. Did this person really bring a rubber duck to the movies? Let's see. Another drink. Half of the Coke has been drunk. Half of it has been drank. But who drank it? The other drink. There's only a little left. This drink can be bought at a kiosk in the cinema lobby. This Coke has only had a tiny sip taken out of it. So the logical conclusion from the evidence here would be that this drink here that just had one sip of taken out of it was poisoned, and whoever sat here switched the drinks after the fact. But I can think of several tricks that could have been used to make the half-full drinks be used as well. Seeing of swaps, there's also a second thing of popcorn that's more full. Snacks that can be bought at the cinema, such as popcorn, grilled squid, and potato chips. Grilled squid, my favorite. Popcorn and grilled squid are really great to eat at the cinema. The ultimate meal is fried pork grilled rice at the cinema. That's enough. Another drink. This one's far enough away that it's apparently not worth investigating. Look at this bag. A brown bag that seems to be by a famous brand. Look at this bag. Some particular clues to what belongs to which person in the audience. Look at the victim's pockets. I think the pockets for loose change. The deceased is wearing very nice clothes. Lipstick, tissues, 2 movie tickets in her coat pockets. These are probably movie tickets which she and her boyfriend used to go to the movies. Did the victim buy the tickets herself? She's dressed up and it feels like she put a lot of value on the date. Don't women want to look good for any occasion? Not necessarily. If we're at home or only with family or close friends, we dress casually as well. So you dress casually now, then? This isn't the time to chat about this. Her boyfriend's name is Wong Feng. And both tickets were in her pocket. It seems that all the key information here has been collected.
有看出什么不？
Did you find anything?
睇得到啊有鬼啦！
You know what happened. The evidence department declared it an accident, so I don't see what you're looking for.
判定了吗？
Did you decide that? Or who was it who declared it an accident? Am I being too presumptuous? This all looks very fishy.
證據組嘅組長啊嘛。
The head of the evidence department.
什么人啊？
And who is that?
前2日先調過嚟嘅。
He just transferred 2 days ago. I heard that he deliberately transferred here because he knew you were here.
調過嚟嘅。
Oh dear. I get the feeling.
什么？
What?
跟我认识？
Meet me?
是
Is
你
it a
孩子
girl? I only have one personality trait.
哼，你啊想啊，男
He's
嘅。
quite good looking, male, a total poser, and is said to be the very best, like no one ever was. Oh, I see. So he's a rival.
见面摆
Wants
pose，
to meet me and is a
莫
poser.
非？
Could it be? No! No! This can't be true! That's impossible! Search your feelings, Koba, you know it to be true.
这种天天都得罪人的人在说
Who are
什
you
么
to talk, being the guy who offends people every day?
哪有天天啊？最少
Not
会隔一天
every day. At least one day in between.
啊， 咪就係佢咯。
Ah,
坐
that's
喺上
him,
面
sitting up
嗰
there.
個叫男生嗰條
His
友。
name is Ryu Akihiro.
男生，
Ryu Akihiro?
你们在讨论我的事情吗？
Oh god, I gotta work on my Ikemen voice. Hold on, get in character. Are you guys talking about me?
好久不见，小林正雪，想我不？
Long time no see, Kobayashi Masahiro. Did you miss me?
想，我还在计划着
Let me
什么时
think.
候去
I'm
给你
still
观众上
planning
个
on when
相。
would be the perfect time to put you on the ground.
哎呦，你
Oh,
真是
you
有
seem
点
quite
感
indifferent
动
to our reunion after such a
久
long
别后的
time.
重逢，
You should be a
我
little
应该表
happier.
现得稍微高兴一
Wouldn't
些，
that be
才更符合礼
more
节。
polite?
看不出来吗？
Can't you
我的喜
see?
悦之
My
情
feelings
都
of
写在
joy
脸
are
上
written
了。
all across my face. How dare this guy show his face in front of me again?
你还是那么直白。
You're still so blunt and annoying. Though,
我挺
I
中意
kind
你
of like that.
大叔，我需要吸氧。这个人说的话
Dude, I
令人
need
窒息
some
啊！
oxygen. This chit-chat is suffocating.
小林，听说你担任了什
Kobayashi,
么
I
刑侦
heard
组
you
的队
became
长
head of the
啊？
Criminal Investigation
花了多少钱？
Department. What did it cost you? Everything.
还行吧，比起
Now,
你
it
买
costs less
政
than
治
the
组队长
position
的
you
职
had
位
to
花的
buy
钱
as
少
head
点。
of the Evidence
毕竟
Department.
我比较强。
After all, I'm more capable. Oh, this
就交易
old
场
game.
今后啊
In，the future, whenever we from the Evidence Department can deal with the case ourselves, don't bother to butt in.
你呀就安
I'll
心
be
在警局
comfortable
里
at the police
和以前
station.
一样。
Just drink coffee and read the paper as usual. I never even liked coffee.
充满了浓浓的火药味
It
呢。
smells like gunpowder in here. That's not intention. She means she literally just smelled the bomb that was planted under the bench earlier.
唔通呢啲又叫青
Is
春？
this what it's like to be young? I wouldn't know. I was born at this age.
可是小林队长来了后，我们顺
As
利
soon
解
as
决不
Detective
少事情。
Kobayashi arrived here, we began solving many cases.
哦，这就是传
Oh?
说中的那位。
Is this the legendary beautiful little girl from the Criminal Investigation Department?
小女生刑警
Legendary little girl?
与你们队长的交谈，
The conversations with your head of department always make me laugh.
就是这
You
样
have to forgive Kobayashi. He's always been such an irrational person.
你真是的，
He really
你不
is.
妨
You
来
might
我
as
们
well
政
switch to my evidence
留
department.
在刑侦组呢。
Staying in the criminal
只会糟蹋 你
investigation
的
team
青
will
春
only let your youth and talent go to waste. What do you say?
我看过你上个月
I
的
read your
绩效
performance evaluation last
好
month.
像没什么亮点。
It seems no good things were mentioned.
跟着我进上
It would be 100 times easier to be in my team, and I can write you a letter of recommendation right now if you want one.
喂，你个变
Hey,
态！
you
当我
idiot,
的怎么
don't
样
give my team any ideas. I would never let Matsuda transfer. She is my property, and I will hit on her as much as I want. Oh boy, we're fighting already?
让松田来我组，
With all due
也
respect,
是为了他。
letting Matsuda transfer to my team would be good for her.
小林，不管是谁在
Kobayashi,
你手
no matter who is under your supervision, I'm afraid it would always be a complete disaster.
笑话，
What a
当我手下又怎么了？
joke.
你看我，
What's this really about? This is between us. I'm the one who's good at handling cases here. This feels very out of character, but the game's gonna penalize me if I pick the wrong answer and I can't save mid-battle.
我办案能力比你高这么多，
My
当然要跟
ability
着
to
我。
handle cases is so much higher than yours. She should stick with me. Oh, sure. You've always had experience with falsely declaring suicide cases as murder. Do you think you could tell the difference now?
跟着我才有
My
展示
team
自己
gets to
才华
witness
和
my
技术的
talent, and they have great promotion
你看我那三个手
opportunities.
下，
You see my 3 men over there?
可惜全是糙汉子，不是吗？
Fortunately, they're
别
just
以为
your
我不知道，
slaves,
劳苦的
right?
是他们。
They
迹象
don't think
可是
I
为
don't
你
know that they're the ones doing all the work, and you just put on a performance and reap the benefits.
小林，
Oh, Kobayashi, you keep disappointing me.
我们之间
We have nothing more to talk about. I'm going straight to Miss Matsuda. Awkward silence.
我懂啦。
I get it.
其实你是很嫉
Actually,
妒我有这么
you're
漂
just
亮
jealous that I have a
的
beautiful and charming female colleague, right?
真不知道你在说
I don't know what you're talking about.
谁嫉妒了？
What? Who's jealous?
你呀，你说了这么多，
Gotcha.
无非是想掩饰你那种
You've said too
又
much.
空虚的
You're
内
just
心。
trying to hide that lonely and empty heart of yours.
我？
Me?
你凭什么这样说？
You. What makes you say that? Why is Ryu jealous? Well, it's probably that thing they already established, logic chess style.
因为你待在证据组里，一个女
Not
生
a
都没
single
有吧？
woman in the investigation department, is there?
哎，
Nani?
掩饰不下去了吧？
I'll try covering it up.
真可怜呐！
That would be pathetic.
平时无时无刻
At
都
least
过
I
着
always
道貌
check
岸
out
然
the
做
crime
什么
scenes
都像成功的
properly.
样子
You just do whatever you like. This is a total non sequitur because the actual reason we're fighting over makes us both look bad. The writers realized that mid-scene, probably.
想不到组里连个可爱的女队员都
I don't
没有
think。there's even a single female colleague in your group.
难道每天研究各种姿势，
You practice
就是想
various
学古
poses
太
all
极
day like a
吸引异性吗？
peacock just to learn how to attract the opposite sex.
这可是我独特的身份，
Hey,
其实
it's
用来
my
吸引
unique aesthetic that attracts the opposite sex.
啊，原来是用
Oh,
来吸引同
then you
性的。
practice them to attract the
我懂了。
same sex. I get it.
说个实话，虽然我
To
很
tell
讨
you the
厌你，
truth, I do
但
hate
在
you
这
a
方
lot,
面
but when
我
it
真的
comes to
很同情
women,
你
I feel a bit sorry for you.
你
Oh no, we're gonna crush him on the border of the screen. Kaboom! Hooray! There's a dead body in the other room, you guys.
够了！
It's enough. I see no reason why this trial must continue.
你们两个
We're in the middle of a case. Stop making such a racket, you two.
是他先挑衅的。
He started it.
啊，失态失态，
It's really not good for me to get distracted
我
like
应该
this.
跟这
I
个
shouldn't be in a
水
fight
过
with
去
this guy anyway.
松田，
Matsuda,
请你务必
please
考虑
consider
一下
changing
近
departments.
朱者赤，
I know what this guy is capable of.
这家伙有多少？现在是正
Now is the time for the evidence department to do their job. You don't need to be around for this.
我不知你到底努力做了什
I
么
don't know
工
what
作，
kind of work
就
you're
直接得
trying
出
to
意外死亡的
do.
结论。
You just immediately came to the conclusion that it was a natural death.
当然是最周密的。
Of course, we did a thorough investigation and I dispatched all my team members.
相反，小林，
Quite on the contrary, Kobayashi. You have been here only a couple of minutes and you have begun to doubt
恐
me.
怕
You haven't even reviewed the circumstances of the case
没有
yet.
调查过吧？
这电影不就是
Isn't
普
it
通的
just
恐
an
怖电影
ordinary
吗？
horror movie? Or are you saying a demon turned up and cursed the audience?
那你大概不知道吧？这
You
片子
probably don't know that this movie is not only visually terrifying, but the sound effects are also extremely loud and harsh. These harsh noises can actually affect the normal body functions, especially when people are not in good
人
health.
而言，电影的制片方
The producer of the film likes to go over the top. This time, he really went all in.
由他第一天在不同的地
After
方
its
上映
release in various cinemas, the production company received
已经收到了
hundreds
700
of
份
complaints on the very first day, and there are dozens of people who felt unwell after seeing it and sought medical attention. Although there haven't been any deaths so far, it would be wrong to deny a connection between Yulin May's death and this horror film. On top of that, the deceased recently suffered from heart disease, so the assumption that her heart was more fragile than usual is reasonable. The deceased's mouth and drink have been tested for traces of poison, and the results came back clear. The body has also been examined. There were no injection marks, signs of violence, or any such traces. According to the description of people around her, the woman quickly lost consciousness before she died. The rapid stiffness of the body that followed after death matches the characteristics of a sudden heart attack. That sure was a lot of words you just said to not tell me anything I didn't already know. Oh! Due to your carefree investigation style, you didn't know about this. It must be really hard work for the people working with you. This is the autopsy report written by a professional. I promise you it won't be updated. If you want it, I'll give you a copy of it. You know, the updated autopsy report surprise only happened once in the entire franchise, and treating it like a meme is actually doing more harm than good. Cardiac arrest, recently suffered from acute myocarditis. During the toxicology tests, no poison was detected, no scars on the body, sudden death. Okay, but we know it was a murder, otherwise we wouldn't be here, so probably just gonna use some obscure poison that metabolizes quickly or doesn't show up on normal toxicology tests. Yeah, I don't really like unknown cause of death mysteries because the answer is always just a poison you've never heard of before. If you continue to be so arrogant, someone might get hurt. I'm curious, what's Ryu's character profile? Head of the evidence department, he and Kobayashi seem to have known each other a long time. They're all written in third person, that's interesting. What did you say? You bastard! You heard me. Haven't you killed anyone before? When Kobayashi heard this, his expression grew serious, and he was at a loss for words. That's everything, I'll go now. The evidence department will handle everything from here. Ryu Akihiro took his leave. Detective. Let's go. I want to have a look at the scene again. That thing he said. Let's go. This is none of our business. We should return to the office for today. Tsuga, you go back first. I'll check on Kobayashi. You guys, come on. You have not lit that cigarette a single time in the entire time we've been here. Why are you still holding it? Tsuga shook his head in confusion and left the cinema. Why didn't you go with him? Well, because I also watched the movie, and although it was really scary, I'm a bit skeptical about the fact that a young girl is supposed to have been scared to death by it. You're not staying because of me, right? You're a really bad liar. Why would I do that? And don't worry, that guy's always been like that. I don't take it personally. He never considers the other person's standpoint. Never. But why is he acting like that around you? Did something happen in the past? Well, maybe. I don't really want to think about the past. God forbid you give us something interesting to talk about instead of just being a lecher. What are we going to do next? Seems like Ryu has already examined everything. Matsuda, you don't know Ryu. He barely has any personality. All he does is Hadokens and Shoryukens. He's the most boring character on the roster. And he's not involved in the plot at all. The two of us met when we were in high school, and I know him very well. If he's sure of something, all his actions will focus on that, and he'll ignore anything that he believes would cause any doubt in his statements. If he thinks sweet tofu was delicious, he would never even visit the shop that sells salty tofu. But sweet tofu is delicious. But if we're conducting our own investigation, where should we start? I think there are other people's belongings on both sides of the victim's seat. The ticket fee for the film isn't exactly low. The cinema was packed. Clearly there have been reports that the movie was harmful to one's health, but that just made more people want to come see it. People have no sense of self-preservation. I don't understand what people are thinking. I'd like to talk to the people who sat next to the deceased. They might know more about the circumstances of her death. One of the people sitting all next to her was her boyfriend. He's just over there dressed all fancy-like. His name was Wang Feng. Kobayashi looked in the direction Matsuda was pointing in, spotted a stylish young man with red hair, talking to a policeman. Kobayashi and Matsuda walked over to them and interrupted their conversation. Mr. Wasp? Funny he could find a girlfriend whose name can be pronounced Butterfly. Aha, untranslatable puns. It's Wang Feng. Who are you again? Okay, he looks like a delinquent, but he's dressed like a part-time worker. At, I don't know, Lawson's or something. He looks like he's too low-ranking to be a culprit, but I've seen people like that become a culprit multiple times. We're also with the police. We're from the Criminal Investigation Department. The Criminal Investigation Department? You seem to have several groups running around here. I thought the Evidence Department was the Criminal Investigation Department for a while. The deceased. Who was she? Her name was Yulin Mei. Yes. I forgot because I'm good at my job. Were you her boyfriend? How many times do you have to ask? I already answered that 1,000 times. Officers, say it's been one hell of a day. Could you please let me leave? What's going on with this guy? If the deceased had been his girlfriend, he's acting very indifferently. I mean, that's not how I'd read someone yelling at you for asking them questions. I'll just take a couple more minutes of your time. It better be true, I have something to do later. Sounds a bit strange. Should find a reason to keep him here for a little longer. I promise. There are times when I get tired of lying to people. But I'm not gonna stop. Ayo. I really don't know what happened. What is your gimmick? Who are you? You're not in the list yet. Aren't you gonna ask him some questions? I wonder who the other guy is first. We mustn't let Wang Feng slip away, so we should ask someone to keep an eye on him. The person who was sitting to the left of the deceased. I mean, to the left of the deceased one facing her, right? You can be on a different side depending on what angle you're looking at her from. You can easily be misunderstood. Yes, if her boyfriend was sitting to her right, the other man was sitting to her left, though he'll have the transparent bag in his seat. The one that's probably full of what's not weed. Ah, he's over there. Then with the short hair wearing a brown coat. Kobayashi spotted a man wearing a stony expression. So this is the guy who had the undrank soda. The evidence is so obvious I almost want to doubt it. When he saw Kobayashi coming towards him, he looked in another direction, very unnaturally. Shanghai. This man looks older, this man looks young. I mean, if you say so. But he's acting like he's much older. He's dressed very casually, he's probably not a rich man.
Ah, 你好.
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 里面发生的案件.
About the incident that
听
happened
说
in
你
the
是
cinema.
坐在死者旁
You
边
were
的是吗
sitting next to the deceased, weren't you?
对，
Yes.
今天一个人来看电影吗？
Did you come to see the movie alone today?
是
Yes. Kobayashi frowned and looked at him intently. He still wasn't meeting Kobayashi's eye.
一个人来看恐怖片
Do you
吗？
really go to watch the horror movie on your own? He's very alert around me. His answers are very brief.
是。
Yes,
朋友
my
送的
friend
免费
sent me a
票
free ticket and I didn't
不
want to
想
go to
浪费
waste.
就要看了，
你喜欢看
Do
恐
you
怖
like
片吗？
watching horror movies?
一点都不喜欢。
I don't like them at
我
all.
只是不
I
想
just
浪费
didn't
一
want
张
to
票
waste the
而已。
ticket.
我也不喜欢。
I don't like them either. I can totally
完全可以理解你的感受。
understand how you feel.
不过
But
既然不
since
喜
you don't
欢
like
看，
watching them, why would
就要
anyone
再
give
送
you a
人不就行
ticket? Why
怎么还
torture
来折磨你
you?
自己呢？
Well,
这套片不是很
isn't
有
this
名
movie
吗
very popular?
很多人都
A
在
lot of people are
讨论
talking
着
about it, so I wondered if it really was that good.
原来如此啊！可惜没看完
Unfortunately,
就发
it
生命
was a
案。
homicide before you could finish the movie.
说不准不是
That's
坏事
okay. I didn't really want to
本来
watch
就
it.
不太想看下去。
不是坏事吗？
It's okay. It's okay. There's a dead body, my man. An actual human being is alive in it.
不介意的话，
If you
我
don't
想
mind,
知
I'd
道一
like
下
to know
死者
exactly
出
what
事
would
时的
happen
情
during
况
the incident.
能说一下吗
Can？you tell me something about it?
我记得那时电影应该在很紧张的部分，女鬼突然出
I
现。
remember during the most
发出
exciting
非常
part of the
响的
movie,
尖叫
there was a jump scare with a ghost.
那时候我觉得
To be honest, I felt a
里面
jolt in my stomach
有点
during
问
that
题
moment.
套路很老啊，
The
这也
idea
能
of
吓到人
jump
吗？
scares is quite old. Do they still scare
不
people?
知道这部片子的音效是怎么制
I
作
don't
的
know how they made the
情
movie
节
sound
很好
effects.
但是
They
音
seem
效
old-fashioned,
非
but
常
they're
好
really scary.
就在这个时候，我
That's when I
听到
heard
她
her. I looked at the
我指我
person next to
旁
me,
边的
turning
那
into
个
my
在座位
seat.
上辗转
I thought she was just really
我起
scared at
初以
first,
为
so she
她
curled up in
太
her
害
seat,
怕了
but later I
所以
found out
才
that
蜷
wasn't
缩
the case.
但后来发现不是，
That was a lot of words.
她身体挣扎着
She，struggled
她
and
的呜咽了几声，
sobbed in pain before I realized that she wasn't okay. And
但没
without
等
me
我
even
做
having
任何
time to
反应
react,
时，
she
她就
suddenly
忽然
wasn't
不动
moving anymore. God. Mysteries are bad, actually.
也就是说，当看到电影那个惊
So
悚
after
情
the scene
节
with the
时，
jump scare, she
死
suddenly
者就
cramped
突
up
然
and
痉挛起来
fainted, is that
然
correct?
后昏死过去，
That's
是这样
exactly
吗？
what would happen if someone suffered a heart attack.
你说的对，
Yes,
大概就是这样。
that's what happened. Both men are suspicious. I need to make some inquiries. And now we get to investigate this random area. Fate Duanmu, a psychological movie? The protagonist looks quite cunning. I'm pretty sure many, if not all of these posters are advertisements for other games by the same studio. Is this Karma? How come this actor looks so much like Ryu? Is this thing going to sell? The Cowardly Panda has finally been released. Is he really a coward? I think they're just calling him that. He's as big as a bear, probably eats tigers for breakfast, and isn't handsome at all. Oh, is that a parody of my favorite animated movie, The Little Panda Fighter? A Wonderful World has been running for a while now and has received a lot of praise. I hear the female director is very beautiful. I'd really like to meet her. Let's go to the shell-looking knockoff. Codecracker seems to be a movie about hackers, but I didn't have time to see it. They really make a TV series out of it? Series of martial arts films. The heroine looks a bit like Yulin. Midnight Ghost. This is the movie the victim saw today. The Jong River's door is dazzling. What kind of a name is that? Oh, I read it backwards. Haha, language humor. There's so many films coming out here. An old-fashioned weight machine. I remember when it only cost 5 cents, but now the price has gone up to $5. popcorn machine. The popcorn looks very delicious and smells so good. That's where they sell Coke. And heroin, too. Man, life is so convenient nowadays. I thought they recently introduced sugar-free Coke that I'd really like to try. Publicity section is all the leaflets and movie information about new releases. The information desk. Because of the current investigations, no one is manning it at the moment. Okay, so the snacks and drinks are all self-serve, so anyone could have poisoned them while delivering them. Of course, the same sentence statement would have held if that wasn't true, but, at least now we know not to worry about, like, cashiers or service people. The Grand Theatre. Cinema very close to the police station. I often sneak out to watch movies here. Maybe it was a railing kill and we've all been misled the whole time. Cinemas are upstairs. The incident occurred in Cinema 1. Now that's everything. Let's have a little conversation. Well, first and foremost, talk to me about the victim. How long were you dating the victim? A few months or so? Did you get along well? What does that have to do with the case? You'll satisfy my curiosity. I don't have to answer that question, do I? It doesn't seem like the relationship was going well. It's pretty interesting to see how people try to avoid awkward questions. Our relationship was going great. The person was Miss Yulin. She really liked excitement. Excitement? Can you give me an example? For example, exciting sports like rock climbing, surfing, stuff like that. Man, life has so much to offer. She was a very lively girl. She should have been in good health. We are operating under the assumption that her heart disease was fully healed by the time she arrived. Yeah, she got bored easily and she couldn't stand still when I was with her. Judging by your tone of voice, I assume you didn't enjoy being with her. The relationship was a little careless. I see. Don't get me wrong, in spite of what I just said, I still liked her very much. Is that so? Well, that's certainly not a motive for murder in and of itself. Did she like watching horror movies? She loved them. Didn't she get scared? The whole point is to get scared. That's what she liked. That's why she liked watching them. Right. The scarier the better. I understand. So she said she wanted to watch this movie? Oh yes, earlier in the morning she told me she'd bought tickets and persuaded me to come along. You in the list now? Here we are. 26... Masuki's 27... 38... Looks young, does he? Okay, yes, as we suspected, she's the one who bought the tickets, and she hadn't told him in advance that they were coming. It's very interesting, assuming he's telling the truth. Assuming you weren't so keen on it. Persuaded him to come along. That explains why she had the tickets in her pocket. I don't like horror movies at all. If she had been into me, I wouldn't have watched it. I don't understand why girls love horror movies so much. Why are you staring at me? Alright, does sheer heart attack have any weaknesses that you know of? How did she suddenly get sick during the movie? It was confusing. I was looking intently at the screen, and suddenly I heard her moaning next to me. When I turned around, I saw her curled up painfully in her seat. How long was the movie? It's very strange that he didn't notice a thing, and then she was struggling in pain all of a sudden. Who pays attention to the time when they're watching a movie? It's probably about halfway through. Do you notice anything particularly scary about the plot? Halfway through, that must have been about 45 minutes or so. The whole movie was scary. Can't decide which part was the most frightening. So you saw how she was struggling, but you were helpless, right? The victim seemed to enjoy watching horror movies, but she really been scared to death by the plot of the movie? I'm not a doctor, and I haven't learned first aid, have I? Her eyes had auto rolled back in her head when I noticed she was in pain. I mean, I certainly get why he'd be upset, being accused of letting his own girlfriend die. Where's the guy that was sitting next to you? Didn't anyone else notice what was happening? The whole incident only took a very short time. It happened in a flash. If so, Wong Fang may genuinely have not had any time to react. He wouldn't have noticed. At the time, the cinema felt like purgatory. Girls were screaming, the sound of the movie itself was quite loud. If I hadn't been sitting right next to her, I might not have noticed that she was in pain. Yes, I can imagine that scenario. The problem is that no one noticed anything except the man sitting right next to her. Whether she was in pain or before the movie in general, did she experience any discomfort at all? My boyfriend seems to be telling the truth, but my intuition tells me he's hiding something. I'll have to look into his statement again. She's been suffering from myocarditis for a while, but she was perfectly fine. See, my eyes are shrinking so you can tell I'm being honest. She was really excited about watching the movie and cheerfully pulled me into the cinema. So, she was completely cured then. And anyway, how's the popcorn? Is it good? Is it nutritious? By the way, do you eat popcorn? Why do you ask? Just curious. If you mean in the cinema, not really. Oh. That probably means Yulin Mei ate most of it. Now, Mr. Shang. Do you know the victim? This man is so depressive. If I talk to him for too long, I might become all depressed myself. Yeah, I get that a lot. I don't know. Did you talk to her at all during the movie? Or did you maybe see her before the movie? Speaking of which, Yulin was really beautiful. No, I was late to the movie because I overslept, and it was a little difficult for me to get out of bed in the morning. So, how long did it take you to get to the cinema? About 10 minutes. When I entered the cinema, the film was already playing. Because of the lack of light, I didn't see the victim at all. I understand. It's possible that no one else noticed anything in the cinema since it was so dark. You said the movie is quite famous. Where'd you hear about it? Yeah, people have been talking about it all week. I've heard that critics say it's among the top 3 of the most terrifying movies ever made. It's supposed to be that scary and you still want to watch it? Among the top 3. I still wouldn't want to watch it. Well, you see, the ticket was a gift from a friend. We've had this conversation already, Koba. Get a hold of yourself. Which friend gave them to you? Do I really need to answer that question? Hey, you don't have to answer, I'm just curious. It has nothing to do with the incident, I don't want to discuss it. Damn, he knows about the right to remain silent. People like us, that's our greatest weakness. It's true, privacy is very important. You really don't have to explain everything in detail. Well then, what kind of friend sent it? I cannot let it go that easily. Just a friend, you know? I'd like to discuss the detailed circumstance of the deceased's illness. Let me ask you something. You said she was watching the scary highlight of the movie. Then suddenly the pain occurred and she died very quickly, right? I didn't know that she was dead at the time. I only noticed that she'd felt dizzy and that her boyfriend next to her wasn't reacting. Was shouting that she wasn't reacting, rather. Yes, that was her boyfriend. How did he know that was her boyfriend, though? According to your statement, the deceased had just seen the most exciting part of the movie and got sick very suddenly. So we can assume that she grew so scared at that part of the movie that she had a heart attack. The movie's name says it all. It's midnight and there's a ghost. 10 out of 10. The movie poster, sound effects, and atmosphere are all suffocating. The people in the theater were screaming the whole time. So even though everyone was screaming, you still heard Yulin moaning? First she groaned, then she started convulsing and sobbing, and then she stopped moving. Well, that's very detailed and clear. I can't believe he was able to give such a detailed account of what happened when Yulin died. Is that everybody? Is everything here? Let's go back to Cinema 1. Oh, they removed the body. Thank God, the thing was probably starting to stink.
尸体已经被带去做进一步检查了。
The body has been taken to be examined more fully. I should re-examine the surroundings to see if I can make any new discoveries. Alright, they want us to look at the people's stuff. So this is where boyfriend was sitting. Wong Feng's bag. Let's check what's inside it. There seems to be something in the front pocket. Nani? Why are there 2 movie tickets in here? These 2 tickets haven't been used. Well, we can forget what I said earlier about not having a prior opportunity. Looks like our boy just got lucky. These 2 tickets are also for this movie, but the screening time is 2:30 this afternoon. Didn't Long Feng say that his girlfriend persuaded him to see the movie this morning? What's going on here? I'll have to ask him about this. Yeah, there seems to be something else in the bag. It's a phone book. If someone read it out loud, it would probably be really funny. And an earring? Why is there a single earring in a man's bag? Who's this, Yulin Maze? I mean, our boy had like 1,000 piercings. It looked like he'd been the victim of a team battle royale shooting game. Aha, an earring. Everything makes sense now. What about it? You found a woman's earring in a man's bag, and there's only one. Okay, so what? This man must be having an affair. I'm just saying that. What are you thinking? Don't you watch TV? If you find a woman's earring, lipstick, bracelet, or hair in a man's home or bag, that proves that he's having an affair. Although I'd really like to disagree, you have a point. I'll ask Wong Feng about it later. Alright. Ooh, look at this little strap. Yulin May's bag has a keychain with a bear attached to it. Fascinating, Captain. Anyway, awkward plastic doggy bag with smokes and a lighter. There are a lighter, some cigarettes, a job ID, and a movie ticket inside. The ticket has today's date on it, and the name of the movie is Midnight Ghost. Screening time is 11 AM. Only one ticket. Is it kind of lonely to watch a movie alone? On top of that, it's a horror movie. What's strange about a guy watching a movie on his own? I've never really tried going to the cinema on my own. It would have felt strange. I always go on my own. Who says I'm a stay-at-home person without a girlfriend? Really? Okay, that's a little strange. Mr. Kobayashi, you're kind of a strange stay-at-home guy without a girlfriend. Apart from that, there's a job ID here. Huh? It says Shaman Security Guard on it? Shaman? Oh, come on, Kobayashi, you don't disappoint me. Shaman is the building the victim lives in. Start of his employment date was the 23rd of January, so after the victim moved in, but not by that long. Earring and a job ID. Sure enough, there are some questions that need answering. Wang Feng and Shanghai will have to give an explanation for this. It's everything. Go back to the lobby and grill some people some more. Tell me about your earring. We just checked your bag and found an earring in it. You just searched my belongings without asking me? Isn't that, like, super illegal? Aren't you gonna get the entire case thrown out? Haha, we did. We're good at our jobs. Please answer my question. Is this earring yours? Detective, would you believe me if I said it was mine? See, I have pierced ears too. I probably wouldn't. Idiot, who would believe that? Well, you're right, because it is a woman's earring. So, can you tell me whose it is? Yulin Mays. It's the victim's. Yes, she left it at my place, and I made a point of giving it back to her. Why is it still in your bag? I don't have a dialogue portrait anymore. Aren't you with her the whole time? I was going to give it back to her after the movie, but then the incident occurred. Mr. Wang Feng. What's going on? Can I trust you? I would never believe you. You're lying for sure. It really has nothing to do with me. Don't ask me about it again. Do you know what these are about? These 2 movie tickets in my hand. But those are my personal belongings. For some reason I'm surprised, even though you already told me you did this. What get you all stressed out? Not to be nervous, I just want to ask where they came from. To satisfy my curiosity. He's deflating like a balloon. Why did you buy 2 additional tickets? You weren't planning on watching the movie 2 times in a row, were you? Oh yes, I was. Is that a problem? I knew Yulin would love to watch it, so I bought them. It not be unusual to watch the same movie twice, but wouldn't it be a bit strange to watch it 2 times in a row on the same day? Considering the time schedule, the first screening was at 11 AM, the next one was immediately after that at 2:30 PM. Is there any reason to watch both in succession? Mr. Wang Feng? Yulin's death has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything about her heart attack. Then what was the real reason? Yeah, sweat. Do you remember? Ah! What happened? Didn't I tell you? Yulin bought the tickets early this morning and forced me to watch the movie with her. And then what? Forced? Why did the victim force him to watch the movie in the morning? Did you get those early tickets beforehand? I had no idea she would take me so long to go watch it in the morning, so I bought the afternoon tickets a day beforehand because I wanted to watch it with her. Ah! He's telling the truth, that would make sense too. Yep, that's it. That's why I have 2 tickets that haven't been used. You understand, Detective? It's a clear statement. Okay, he did give innocent explanations for almost everything that happened. And admittedly, I'm having a harder time building a case that he's the murderer. And what he said does implicate Mr. Shanghai. And by Mr. Shanghai, I mean literally anyone other than himself. Which is Shanghai by process of elimination because there's no other suspects in this case. Anyway, you have a ticket. That's suspicious somehow, apparently. This is your entry ticket, isn't it? Well, yes. So your friend just gave you a movie ticket? I've always been kind of a loner, so that's why he only gave me one. Mr. Shanghai, do you have a wife or daughter? Is he a bachelor? Oh, someone like me. I don't even have a girlfriend. Oh, I'm sorry. Can't help but feel depressed thinking about my own future. It's pathetic. I've never had a girlfriend in my life. Oh, really? You're very demanding? Huh? Why am I saying that so deliberately? It's almost like I'm a dick or something. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you have a certain idea of what you think a relationship should look like? Sounds like Shanghai has a bit of an inferiority complex. Detective. You really like to question people about their personal matters. Well, it's my job. It seems like he has something more to tell. His eyes look up and to the left when I asked, indicating that he's concealing something. Or just that he stopped to think. Don't you give me this pop psychology bullshit. Anyway, you're a security guard. Here, I found this. You saw inside of my transparent plastic bag? Impossible. It says security guard at this Xiamen building, Mr. Shanghai. Are you a security guard? Yes. Is it a coincidence that you work at the very same building where the deceased lived? So, you and the victim have a connection. She did? She lived in the Xiamen building? Look at that, you didn't know? How could I possibly know? You go to work at that building every day and you've never seen that woman at any time? Maybe when she went out, you're totally unfamiliar with her? By all means, if she's a resident there, I should know her, but... Do you remember her? No, because I had no chance to see what the deceased looked like, so I wouldn't recognize her. Oh yes, the average person wouldn't have a closer look at the body, true. Sure, if he arrived at the cinema late, it would have been difficult to notice the appearance of anyone in the dark. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong way. Maybe he wasn't surprised that we saw his identity. Maybe he was surprised that we saw it in his plastic bag at all. Maybe I was on the right track when I said there was weed and not cigarettes. He was afraid we were going to have him arrested. And if the victim worked in the same building as him, or lived in the same building where he worked, they could have met, she could know. That could be a motive. And it does make sense that he would claim not to have seen the victim if he knew that the murder took place in the dark, and he claims to have arrived after their arrival. All the clues are coming together. I take a picture of the deceased's face. Do you think you could take a look? She looks kind of familiar. You know her? I don't know. I feel like I've seen her before. I'm a security guard, so I wouldn't chat with residents. By the way, what kind of outdoor activities do you enjoy? Me? I don't really like any of them. I'm not a fan of the outdoors. I like to stay at home and play video games. Oh, Zhang, I really hope I'm wrong about you being the murderer, because I feel a great sense of kinship with you. Have you played the new Crime City yet? I played it on the day it was released and entered the Platinum stage the next day. Ah! You were that good? Do you want to join our crew and play together? What's your name? It's Royalisto. Oh, you don't need to add my contact, since I'm a game master. My role model. Please stay, or take me with you. Right, that's all we can talk about now. Investigation.
真
Finished.
奇怪呢。
It's weird.
奇怪，
How so?
根据林美美男友王峰的
According
口
to Yulin
述，
Mei's boyfriend,
林美美的
Wang
心肌
Feng's
炎已经治愈
statement,
了。
Yulin's myocarditis had been cured.
感冒患上心肌炎的概率
The
其实
probability of
还是蛮高的。
myocarditis developing after a
我有个
cold is
朋友
actually
就得过。
pretty high. I have a friend who has it.
和心脏病不同，听起来好像
It
很可
sounds
怕。
scary, but unlike heart
不过只要
disease, the
治愈，
affected
后面
person
就是
will
活蹦
get
乱跳的正常
well
人，除非身体特别虚弱，
and lead a
一
normal
般不
life
会有
as long
后遗
as
症。
it's cured. There are generally no further signs of it unless the body is particularly weak.
所以
So,
说
Yulin
林美
Mei's
美
death
的
was
死
caused
是跟
by
有内情。
something else?
这不就是我还待在这里的原因
Isn't
吗？
that why we're still here?
我就知道，
I
如果被我
know.
吓死不
But
是
if a
真
heart
正
attack
的死
wasn't
因
the cause of
那就
death,
只能是谋杀
could
了。
it have been
那会是谁？当时大家都在看电影呢。
murder? Who could it have been? At the time of the incident, everyone was watching the movie. If it was murder, the murderer is probably one of the two people who were sitting next to Yulin Mei.
如果
What if someone carefully planned this? Very difficult to poison and murder someone in a movie theater. Nani?
你的意思是，是
You mean
死者的男
It
友
was the victim's boyfriend?
可是他
But
不是
didn't he
说
say that
是
she
死者
persuaded
约他看
him to
电
watch
影
the
的吗？
movie? Even if she was the one who asked him, he could still have been planning to murder her.
你认为撒个谎很难吗？
Do you think it's that difficult to tell a lie?
也是。
And
另外那个张海也是，
is there also that other guy, Shanghai?
他就在死
It's
者
almost
住
too
的
much
地
of a
方办公
coincidence that he works in the same place the victim used to live.
松田，能联络到验尸官吗？
Can you contact the coroner?
啊，验尸官
The coroner?
兰生什么也不愿意告诉我。
It's Ryu is not willing to tell me anything. We'll have to solve this problem in our own way.
刚好我和局里的验
Alright,
尸官
I know the
早上
coroner,
还在
Fujiwara.
Nice，你听我说，
Nice.
到时候呢，这
Nice
样跟他问问题。
Listen to me, I want you to ask you the following questions. Kobayashi Matsuda made a plan, and Matsuda tried to remember all the exact details.
了解了。藤
Got
原
it.
小姐虽然可能
Fujiwara may have a good
跟
relationship to Ryu Akito, but I'll try.
另外队长你呢？
What about you?
我要去趟化验所
I'm。going to go to the lab,
我要具体了解
find out more
一下
about the
死者相关物品
toxicological
的
forensics
物理
of
鉴
the
定结果。
case. I need to ask Yuchi something.
嗯，
Well,
难不成
how could it have been
是中毒
poisoning?
我并不是不能接受被吓死这种
It's
说
not like I
法，
can't imagine
That's
someone being
the
scared to
difference.
death, but the two suspects who were sitting next to the deceased are too suspicious. They seem to be hiding something.
他也许吃过什么药或者
She
食
might
物
have taken some
才
kind
导
of
致这种
medicine
症状。
or eaten something that led to
毕竟
those
他之前患过
symptoms.
病，在
After
某种
all,
劝诱下，
she had been sick before, and with a little persuasion, the victim might have taken medicine that someone else gave her.
了解。
I understand.
诶，怎么我感觉你突然很有干劲？
Why do I feel like you're very motivated all of a sudden?
呀
Am I? It's nothing.
没什么。
你没觉得我是个乱来的人吗？
Think I'm a messy person, do you? Matsuda didn't expect Kobayashi to remember what Sugo had said to him.
绝对没有。
Absolutely not.
真的吗？
Really?
事实上，我是觉得很
As a
开
matter of
心。
fact, I'm very happy to be
小林队
working
长
with
你
you.
常能带着
Such
不
as
同的角
Kobayashi,
度
you
看
always
事
look at everything from different angles. Some of them are cute, some of them are obtuse, sometimes you even find the right angle. Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Thank you. Good night.
在你旁边的话
When you're there,
感
it's
觉
easy
会
to
更
see
容易
the
看清
truth,
楚真相
so...。
我很相信队长你的。
I believe in you. Thank you. Thank you. But I still don't know how long you'll still be able to believe in me.
如此相信别人可不太好哦。
You shouldn't trust people so easily.
你在说什么啊？
What are you talking about?
没什么，
It's
走吧。
nothing. Let's go. It's high noon at the
你哋
police
點解咁耐先
station.
翻嚟啊？
I'm going to take this opportunity to save. Since we seem to have finished the first phase of the investigation. Why did you two come back?
查嘛，
To review the case.
查咩案啊？
Review which
等陣
case?
你哋
Wait a minute, are you still looking into that cinema case?
是啊，我们找到了新的线索。
Yes,
林美
we
美的
discovered a new
并没那
lead.
么简单。
Yulin May's death isn't that simple. Actually, you know what? Since we've got a new phase starting, I'm gonna do a quick ad break to turn off pre-rolls in case someone new shows up. Everybody just kindly wait 1 minute. I promise it'll be less in the long run. Okay, cool. Now, back to the investigation.
我話你哋
I told you to stop. We're doing this by the book, and we're going with the results from the evidence department.
先可以出動嘅。
如果他们判断
And
错误
what，if they made a mistake, huh? Huh, smart guy?
啊？
What's that?
要加入调查吗？
Want to reopen the investigation?
你指你有能
I mean, you have evidence that Yulin May wasn't scared to death.
决定性证据倒还没
I
有
don't。have any evidence yet, but it's highly doubtful that she was.
解你可以咁肯定？
How can you be so sure?
因为这个，
Because of this.
从第一眼看到现场时，
The popcorn next to the victim caught my attention the moment we first arrived at the scene.
爆谷咁又點啊？
That's wrong with popcorn.
我问过王峰，
Asked Wang Feng, and he doesn't eat
所以这接
popcorn.
近吃完
So
那一口爆米
presumably
花
Yulin May
是
finished
林
the
梦美
whole
一个人
bucket
吃
of popcorn herself.
咁又點啊？
So what?
在电影院其他座位
The
上
same
都
buckets
有
of
这
popcorn
种
from the
从外表
kiosk
散
were
布出
placed
来
in
的
some of
爆米
the
花
other seats in the
但全
cinema,
都没吃掉
but
多少，
nobody had
几
eaten
乎都
much
是
of
全满的
it.
状态。
All of them still had about the same amount of popcorn left
唯
over.
独林美美的那一桶却
The
吃了
only
整，
one who ate that much of it was Yulin May,
但她的饮料却只喝了
but
一
she only had a
点
little sip of her
口不
drink.
渴吗？
Wasn't she
而且
thirsty?
这么恐怖的片子，还
Moreover,
能
she
如
could
此
still
享受了一大
comfortably
口
enjoy a
爆米花
large bucket of popcorn
她会因为
during
情
such
节
a
恐怖而
horrifying
被吓死吗？
movie. But later on, she was scared to death because the movie was too scary. All the women in the theater were busy screaming, according to the other statements.
此外有一点很关键，
In addition,
经过我观察
I
发
noticed that
现，
the drinks
似
on
乎她边
either
上座位
side
的饮
of her
料
had
也有
lipstick
口红
on
的印
them.
但她边上坐着的可是两个男
But she
人，
was sitting between two
这
men.
不是非常矛盾
Isn't that rather strange?
呢場
That?
还是你认为男生说的话比较
Or do you
有
think
道
what
理？
Ryu Akihiro
你自己
said
定夺
makes
吧，
more
志松先
sense?
生。
You can decide for yourself, Mr. Tsuguo.
唉，我明啦。
I see what you mean. Dude, trust me on this. Just have a little faith in me.
但係證據組應該唔會。
But the evidence department wouldn't agree to overturn their results because of this lead, would they?
是的。
No.
小林队长就像我们
So
接
Detective
下来
Kobayashi
上
wanted
场
us to find out the truth secretly and tell the head of the evidence department to punch himself in the face.
真係做得出松田。
Did he really do that to Matsuda? Matsuda? Howdy, my name's Matsuda. I'm here to catch the serial killer known as Kira. Boy, I sure hope it ain't someone I trust, Gahuk. Can you really do it, Matsuda? You were invited to join the evidence department, and I heard the pay is somewhat better than in the criminal investigation department.
要跟他合作的话，
If they wanted me to
还是
join,
免了。
I'd still say no.
真是明智啊！
That's
果然
very
是我的
wise,
中年宝贝。
Matsuda-chan.
谁是你的宝贝了？
Who are you calling chat? Anyway, man, that body's grayed out very quickly.
松田警官，
Officer Matsuda.
啊，
Ah,
非常
Fujiwara.
抱歉，要
I'm
你
really
坐一
sorry
会
to
儿
have you come here on my request. Fortunately, the morgue is not far from the police station. Man, that is a really fatty heart. Poor bastard, probably died of a coronary.
没事。你把我叫得这么急，
It's okay.
我还以为
You
要
called
查
me in
的
such a
尸体
hurry
是
that I
什么
thought the body I was supposed to identify was Kobayashi himself.
嗯，
Hey,
惠利小姐，
that's a rather harsh
这
thing to
话
say,
说得太
Fujiwara.
粗暴了。
We haven't seen this face before, and it's very nice. To have Kobayashi as my supervisor isn't that bad. Yes, it is, Matsuda. You don't need to lie to me.
小林他人呢？
Where is Kobayashi?
他没来，我们分头
He's
行
not
事。
here. We split up to cover more ground. Detective Kobayashi went to the chemistry lab, as we've already established.
啊，越来越像对合拍的拍档了。
Oh? You seem to be working more and more like a team.
哪
You-
哪有？
You think so? Should I be happy now?
怎样？你想我
So,
怎么帮忙？
what's up? How can I help?
我想你替我检查下这个死者，她叫林美美。
I want you to check this person for me. Her name is Yulin May.
这个女孩我早上检验过了，
I inspected this woman just this morning.
有什么疑问吗？
Didn't you receive my report? Do you have any questions about it?
嗯，但我觉
Well,
得很可疑。
I
能
think it's
告
all
诉
a
我
little
当时现场
suspicious.
检测的一些
Could
细
you give me a
节吗？
rundown of the details?
瞳孔放大，
Her
狗眼
pupils
干
are
燥。
dilated, the mouth is dry, the skin is red and
要我说
swollen.
什么比较奇怪
It？might seem quick of me to declare this strange, but the average person would not have enlarged
一般
pupils
人
after
不会死
death.
亡瞳孔是放大的。
None of those details came up in the autopsy report we have in our evidence report. Ryu, you're a very bad detective.
有中毒的可能性吗？
Is there a chance it was poisoning?
这也是你来找我的原因吧？
So that's
如果
why
你
you
让我
came
回
to
答的
me.
话，
If you want a
我只能
direct
说
answer, I'd have to say yes. See, I told you. It's just poison. It's always just poison. They never give you anything actually interesting because humans can only die so many ways. But I wonder why they even
那
bother.
会是因为中毒导致死亡的吗？
I see. So was the death caused by poisoning? It's true. Very good. Kobayashi was right. Hooray. You know, a lot of these light bulbs aren't actually worth anything.
你听我把话说完。
Listen, there's a possibility that it was poisoning, but it doesn't have to be.
还是
You're just
说
going to draw on your own
你们只
conclusions
要
if I
我
give
给
you the
自己一
chance,
信
right?
就能定论了。
You know that thing we're supposedly doing this to avoid? Don't disappoint me.
大多数心理
Most
症
heart
状
attacks are caused by
是由
ventricular
于事实化
tachyarrhythmia,
心律失常所致
which is related to the neurological symptom, endocrine, and the heart
心脏与
itself.
生理上的关联性比较
It can
大
also be caused by a drug, that is to say, through poisoning, like you said.
说实话，
To tell you the truth, I have heard of people being frightened to death, but after so many years of experience with dead bodies, this is the first time I've ever seen such a
亲眼
case.
见还是
所以，除非是
Yeah,
药
yeah,
物，
you're a windbag, we get it. So unless it was caused by a drug, it's hard to explain her heart attack?
像这种情况，我作为验尸官，我只能
Well,
对你
it's
描
like
述可能
this.
性
I'm on the coroner, so I can only go through the
否则
possibilities
我是
with
不会
you.
回答你。
Unless there is a definite indication, I can't give you a definite answer.
你说人不会被吓死
Are you
吗？
saying people can't be scared to death?
不，人
No,
的确
people
会被
can
吓死
indeed be scared to
吓
death.
死源自于恐
Since
惧
fear releases a large amount of hormones leading to arrhythmia and a rise in blood pressure, it could cause death from cardiovascular and cerebrovascular disease.
不过这对于他这样的年轻人
But
来
for a
说
young woman like this, the odds of that are extremely low. Ah, I almost forgot what Kobayashi told me. The whole reason I came here in the first place.
惠理，我们能申请对尸体进行解
Fujiwara,
剖调查
can
吗
we ask for an anatomical investigation of the body?
其实我有建议做进一步简化
In
调查。
fact, I suggested conducting an autopsy, but the evidence department said there was no need, and the victim's family agreed. As Kobayashi guessed. In fact, no autopsy was conducted on the body. Ryu Akihiro probably wanted a clean process, so an autopsy wasn't recommended.
暂时我能帮的就是这样了。
That's all I can say for
如
now.
果你拿到批准尸体的话，
If you get approval to dissect the body, I can tell you exactly how she died.
感谢感谢，
Thank you,
我先
thank
把
you.
状况告诉队
I'll
长。
tell the
队
detective
长，谢谢你
immediately.
的帮忙。
Thank you for your help, Fujiwara.
真是来
Meow.
去如风的姑娘。
She's
不
zooming.
过我有帮上什么忙吗？
What am I doing helping a woman who's like a minor tornado? And now that the scene is over, dear God, it took Kobayashi half the day just to get to the laboratory.
队长，
Now that scene's over, they probably added her in. Only 25 and already a coroner. Yeah, well, joke's on you, your record's been beat. God damn it, just let me have this, I need something. The coroner works closely with the Criminal Investigation Department, except when she doesn't. She is calm and rarely expresses any of her own ideas. Excuse me. Detective! Detective!
老林，不要那么粗暴。
Kobayashi,
我
don't
一
be
把
so
年纪
rude.
受不了了。
I have to tell you something.
没事的啦，这
It's
方面
alright.
我很在行的。
I'm very good at this. Eh?
不是那里，那里不行。
Not there. It's not going to work there.
好，
All
我
right.
换个方向。
I'll change
这样可以了
direction,
吗？
okay? Eh?
停！
Stop!
你今天带钱了吗？
Did you bring the
我收的
money
很贵
today?
的。
The charge is very expensive.
够了，你们在干什么啊？
That's enough. What are you doing?
优之先生，我和你说过了，
Yuji,
这个
I
实验我来
told
做。
you I'll do
我
the
以前念书时候
experiment. I
化
used
学
to
都是
be
满分
great
的。
at chemistry during my studies. I did cheat a lot, though. There's another absolutely top-tier face, we're seeing. It's a lot of good faces in this episode.
这就是你把我实验室
Is that why you've made a mess of my
弄得一团糟的理
lab?
由。快
Get
滚
out
回
of
去
here and
重
get
修
back to work. Life is a mess anyway, okay? Also, this man is blue.
队长，快住手！
Detective, stop!
队长，你怎么可以对长辈如此
Oh,
无礼
thank
吗？
God, I was afraid nobody would ever do that. Detective, how can you be so rude to your seniors? You're rude to your seniors, too.
Yes, madam，我知道错了。
It's bad. I know what's wrong with me.
算了，
Forget it,
我
we're
们
all
也算是
friends.
相识。下次下手不要那么重。
Yep, not in yet. Take your time, game. My time's not valuable.
队长，
Detective, I apologize.
优之，你
Are
确
you
定所
sure
有
the
的检查
test for
项没有
poison
漏
is
吗？
correct?
常规那些对心脏会有影
The
响的
toxins
那
that
些
impact
毒
the
素
heart have all been
都测
measured,
试过了
haven't
不少
they? What else do you want me to
你还想
do?
怎样？
Do you want me to
难
check
道
all the
我要
nerve
把
poisons
古往
from
今来
top to
的所有
bottom?
神经毒素都这些实验药品
These lab tests are very
都很
expensive,
贵的
okay?
好吗？
Don't you think there
你怀
would
疑
have been
中
traces
毒
of
不是
poison
应
if
该
she
你
had
提
been
出毒
poisoned?
线
How
索
could you
吗？
prove it
谁
otherwise?
主张谁举证这道理？你不
你才是专家哎。
I mean, you're the expert.
专家也要讲究科学
Experts
分
should
析
pay attention to
专
scientific
家就不带
analysis,
扫描
right?
眼，看
We
一
draw
看
our
东西
conclusions
就
by
知道它的
scanning
分子组
molecular
成，专家就不要献经
compositions.
费了。
Experts don't experiment.
推测不出毒素。
I guess there aren't any toxins, so it's over.
对了，丰田，你那
By
边
the
有
way,
什么进展
Matsuda,
没有？
what happened on your end?
有重大情报。会里小姐说，
I have
死
some
者没有
important
进食解
information.
剖。目前看，有
Ah,
可
I
能
have
是
some
吓死
important
的，
information.
也有可能是中
Fujiwara
毒。
said that no autopsy was carried out on the victim. She may have been scared to death, or it may have been poisoning. That means we've made progress.
小姑娘，你真可爱。
Ah, you're so cute, Matsuda-chan.
完全没用
This
上。
information is completely useless, isn't it?
目前我们最大的困难
At
是不
present,
知道
our
毒
biggest
的种
difficulty is
类。
finding out which type of poison we
会理
used.
那边有给什么有
Should
用
you want
的
to
提示
give
吗？
us any hint?
哦，让我想想。
Let me think about it. Yeah, the pupils
那里曾经
dilated.
说过，死者在死亡初期瞳孔
Fujiwara
变
said
扩
the
大得很厉害
victim's pupils were
一般
greatly
人死亡
dilated
散瞳不会这么
lated
大
after death. An average person's pupils wouldn't dilate as quickly after death.
瞳孔扩大很快。
The pupils were dilated?
等等，
Wait, why do I feel like
怎么
I've
感
talked
觉
about
今
this
天
topic
好像讨论
before?
过这个话题啊？
在你玩的游戏里面，你
Wasn't
说
there
什么
something
美
about
瞳之
dilated
类的
pupils in that game you're always playing?
啊，姐，
Matsuda, you're a genius!
太伟大了！
Yes, it came up in Crime
就是犯罪都
City.
市。
And that's how Mafia works. Go from a level 1 nobody to a level 99 murder
虽
solver.
然你嘴巴说不感兴趣，
Yeah,
实际
you
上
actually
记得很
remember
牢
it very
嘛。
well. But you keep saying you're not interested at all.
才没有，是我
That-
记忆本身就
that's
很
not
好。
it. Your memory is just very good in and of itself.
你们在说什么？
What are you talking about?
有志，你将颠茄毒素纳入检验范围试试。
Please conduct a test for the belladonna toxin.
喂，刚才还让我
Hey, you just made me run a whole bunch of tests already. This
怎
is
么一
getting
下
out
就
of
把全员
hand.
带起来了？
信我，
Trust
这
me,
是最后一次。
this is the last time.
好吧，生物检，
Alright. Alkaloids spectral analysis.
还有
It's going to take a while, and you know it's going to cost a lot of money.
好好好，这检测费我掏
Yeah,
了。
pay the
快去吧
fee, go ahead. In the game, my beautiful female warrior wouldn't have had enough money to pay for this. Kobayashi and Matsuda waited in their chairs for about half an hour, until Yuchi brought them a copy of the analysis report, and then there was a whole long stretch of time when not a lot happened.
又被你赌对了。你带来
You
的
made a
东
good
西中
guess.
有一杯
One of the
可乐
things you
里
brought was a cup of
变
Coke
毒
with
素
toxins in it.
你是不是提前
Didn't you
喝
take
了
a
一
sip
口
in
才
advance to
明
make
白
sure?
怎么可能啊？我可
How
不
can
想
that
这么
be?
早
I'm
死
too young to die.
这杯里含有
This cup contains about 150 milligrams of an alkaloid compound, which would be enough to kill someone.
颠茄碱，
Belladonna?
颠茄碱
Alkaloids can be seen in a variety of different plants, the most common of which is the purplish black Atropa belladonna. The plant is poisonous, especially the fruit.
特别是那浆果。
So, moral of the story, don't eat shit you just found in your garden.
古代曾用颠茄汁当美瞳剂，会
In
让你的眼
ancient
睛看
times, the
起来
plant's juice was
像
used to
二次元
dilate
美
the
少女。
pupils to make one's eyes look more beautiful.
小林，你也很懂啊。
Kobayashi, you knew about that too.
游戏里面学的。
I learned it in my
游戏
game.
诚不欺
The
我。
game couldn't deceive me. Always trust information you find in video games. Long live gaming.
吃了这种毒会
Damn gamers have had it too good for too long.
且会呼吸困难。
The poison accelerates the heart rate and causes palpitations.
癫痫发作
It causes difficulty breathing and disorientation. It can also lead to hallucinations. Hallucinations. Halu. Seizures, coma, or death depending on the amount.
如果这杯饮料里含有足够的癫痫
If the drink contains enough belladonna toxin, the person who drank it would have experienced respiratory paralysis, tachycardia, cardiac disorders, and so on.
中毒后的并发时间是多少？
What would the time of death be after such a poisoning?
以这个剂量的话，
With a dose like this, death would occur after about 15 to 30 minutes. Then when symptoms start showing up. The victim didn't get sick until 45 minutes into the movie. I guess we're assuming that that just was it, seeing as how, you know, we found it. So yes, this drink was swapped in midway through the movie, obviously.
不难呀。植物
It's not that
又不是
difficult,
天山
it's
雪
botanical. That's not exactly the Tiantra snow lotus.
问题是怎么操纵时间？
The question
如
is,
何
how's
能
the
让
time
死
of
者
death
在合适的时
manipulated?
间中毒？
How would you poison someone with perfect timing?
我以为这种桥段你应该看过无数次
I。thought you would have seen this kind of thing countless times. Huh?
你指那毒是在
You mean the poison
冰
was
块？
in the ice cubes?
加在冰块里，那么开始喝的时候，
Because of the ice, the dose would not have been strong enough to poison anyone when they started drinking. After about 10 minutes, the ice would have melted away and the poison would have seeped into the Coke. Yeah, you see, this possibility had occurred to me. But considering that the drinks were very obviously moved, I don't see why this was also necessary.
的确，没其他方法的话，
It would have been the
冰块
only
是个很
way.
好用的工具。
The ice cubes were a very useful tool. But how did the murderer add the poison to the ice cubes? Man, that's the easiest bit of it all. All you need is any sort of tool, really.
测到有毒的是哪杯？
Which of the cups was poisoned?
就是你标记的1
It
号
was the
饮
one
料
you had marked. It was that one. It all makes sense.
另外2杯可乐及那桶爆米
There
花
was nothing suspicious in the other 2 cups of Coke or the bucket of popcorn,
其中2杯
but the
可乐
cups were a little
特征
conspicuous and you should be aware of
你应该
it.
看得到吧？
Do you have a profile yet? No.
我知道你说的是
I
什
know
么
what。you're talking about. I
是我一
noticed
早就
that
查到。
earlier. There were traces of red lipstick on both cups.
那就行。
That's it.
我帮你破了件大
Oh,
案。
I helped you
记得
solve the
转账检
case,
验费
so remember to transfer the testing fee.
多少？
How much? Yuji held up his fingers to Kobayashi and lifted several of them.
请问，您需要一个干儿子吗？
Excuse me? Might you be interested in adopting a broke son? So the drink next to his Shanghai seat has a lipstick on it and saliva from Yulin Mei. The drink next to Yulin Mei has lipstick on it and saliva. The drink next to Wang Feng does not have lipstick on it.
小林队长，
Hold on, let's go over that again. The drink next to Shanghai's seat has lipstick stains. The drink next to Yulin Mei has lipstick stains. Okay, so yeah, it's as I suspected.
啊，大叔也来了。
Ah, that guy's here too.
你唔係實牙實
Aren't
齒
you
話呢單係
absolutely
兇
convinced it
殺
was
案
a
咩？
homicide?
既然講到咁
In that
樣
case,
嘅
if part of the
認真組
criminal
嘅，我梗係要
investigation
熟啦
department, I have to come
講
by
到
as
底
well.
最後都要靠
In the
我
end,
嘅
you
喎
do rely
係
on
咪先
me. Even though I never contribute anything, you have to rely on me.
是的，是的。幸好志雄先生
Yes,
您愿意
yes.
协助了。
Fortunately, Mr. Tsugu, you're willing to help. This... Where is this coming from, dude?
坐在林美美后面的观众找到了，是一个女
The
生。
person sitting behind
案
Yulin
发
Mei
时
might have
她
seen
似乎是一个
something.
人来看电影。
She's a girl who went to the cinema on her own to watch the movie when the crime happened.
女生一个人看恐怖片吗？
Did she really come to see a horror movie on her own?
其實都好正常啫，唔使大驚小怪啦。
This is actually quite normal. There's no need to be surprised. Arai Yuki.
哦，真是年轻可爱
Your
的女孩
eyes are very unusual. Ah, what a young and lovely girl. She looks like she's younger than 20, and her whole body radiates an aura that says, I'm young and pretty, everyone envy me. Looks like she's less than 20, you say?
什么事情？
What's the matter?
你好，我叫小林。
Hello, my
Hey,
name is
welcome,
Kobayashi. Can I shake your hand?
为什么要握手
Why？do we have to shake hands?
你别理他。请问你叫什么
Leave her
名字？
alone. Excuse me, what's your name?
我叫方川石。
My name is Arayuki.
方川石小姐。
Miss
能问你几个问
Arayuki.
题吗？
Can I ask you a few questions about the case from this morning?
哦，会很久吗？
Oh, is this
有
going to
点累
take a
了
while? I'm a little tired.
我们会尽量简短的。
We'll try to keep it short.
好的，那我开始计
Okay,
时
then
了
I'll cut down the time.
计
Count.
计时
What? That woman? What's going on? Why don't I have a good comeback?
10、
10, 11, 12, 13.
方小姐今天是来看电影
Miss
的吗。
Arayuki, were you here to watch a movie today?
是的，
Yes.
我听说你是一个
I
人
heard
来
that you
看
went to
电
see the movie alone. Do you like horror
影。你
movies?
很喜欢恐怖
Why
片？
do girls like to watch horror movies?
不喜欢啊，
No, I don't.
不喜欢？
You don't? Why'd you come to
那为什
see
么要来
one?
看？
我不是刻意的。
I didn't mean to
我
watch
只
it. I
是
just
买错了
bought the
票。
wrong ticket.
哎，这么说，
What did you say?
原本打算看套卡通片的。
I originally wanted to watch a
我
cartoon.
买了票后才知道。
I bought the ticket, only discovered that it wasn't a cartoon. Cartoon? The hell? This movie theater's plastered from top to bottom with advertisements for horror films. Is this girl for real?
你买票的时候不是有选看什么电影的吗？
Didn't you get to choose which movie you wanted to watch when you bought the ticket? The movie's name is on the ticket.
我是在网上购票的。
I bought the ticket
杂志
online.
说那套
A
卡通在
magazine
公
said
映
the
里有
cartoon
放
was being
所
screened
以
at the
我就
Grand
买了。
Theater, so I bought a ticket.
那可能是你买错了。
Maybe you made a mistake?
我想也是。我看到杂志上写着波跳崖的波尔，
I guess so.
就想来看呗。
I saw the magazine cover was promoting Ponyo and I wanted to watch it. Wait, this is a professionally produced game sold for money. Can you just name drop things with just other works like that? Especially when it's produced by Disney, or owned by Disney presently. Are we gonna get sued? Is the mouse gonna come for us? I don't think I could take him. He is a Keyblade master.
跳崖的波尔，那不是去年的片子吗？
Ponyo? Isn't that a movie from last year? What kind of magazine did you read?
家里的，我也不记
I
得是
found
多
it
久
at
的杂
home.
志了。
I don't remember how old the magazine was. This is so dumb, I have to suspect you now.
那这也能买错票？
So you bought a wrong ticket? Detective, are you sure you want to rely on her word? I'm regretting this a little too.
你们问完了吗？
Have you finished your questioning?
不不，
No, I haven't even started. Okay, there's literally nothing to find here. What time did the crime take place? Do you know the victim, Yulin Mei? I don't know. Have you seen or spoken to her before? It would be a natural thing to do, right? Why would I want to talk to her? Well, it's quite natural you wouldn't talk if you didn't know each other. Why does this girl make it so hard for people to talk to her? God, this is troublesome. Detective, would you just talk to someone you didn't know? Don't make me get out the shake function again. Oh, when you put it like that. Well, it's my job after all. And in fact I would, yes. Are you sitting behind her all the time? I guess. Did you notice anything? Like her feeling ill? Why? I didn't see anything. Oh, the deceased was right in front of you and you really didn't see anything? I was hiding my face in my hands throughout the whole movie, so I couldn't see anything. You were hiding your face in your... because it was a horror movie. Yes, I like watching cartoons. After 10 minutes, I realized it wasn't a cartoon. Then why didn't you leave? Wouldn't you realize the difference between a cartoon and a horror movie straight away? I just thought it was a preview of something. How was I to know when the preview would end? So in fact, you didn't see anything, including how the woman in front of you got ill. Yes, but I did peek at the screen a couple of times. Hold on, my brain's moving. So the thing that was behind Miss May was a bucket of popcorn, which isn't in our evidence. I guess that does suggest that she's innocent. This lady is innocent because there's nothing else she could have meddled with. Unless we're assuming she, like, put a single piece of popcorn that was poisoned in her bucket. Can you tell me if you saw any unusual or strange things after you walked into the cinema? Well, why are you asking me so many questions? What's going on here? You don't know? You don't know? The person sitting in front of you was called Yulin Mei. I don't know. I have no idea who that is. She was the one who died of a heart attack midway through the movie. She died? She wasn't just sitting still all that time because she was sleeping? Oh my god. I finally met an alien. So that's what's going on. No wonder the police are here. I heard people yelling about a body and I was wondering what was going on. Oh my god, how slow on the uptake are you? I told you I was covering my face with my hands all the time. So could you put some serious thought into what way you saw before she fell asleep? Well, just tell me what the people in front of you were doing. To be honest, I didn't pay much attention to that woman and her boyfriend. Boyfriend? How did you know she had a boyfriend? Well, I guess it's possible that they were just friends. How'd you guess that? I didn't mention it to you. Because I saw them sharing a drink. From the same cup? Huh? Why would they drink from the same cup? According to the scene of the crime, the deceased, her boyfriend, and the security guard all had their own drinks. Yes, couples share a drink sometimes. Are you absolutely sure you saw that? It seems like she witnessed something impossible. Or at the very least, highly improbable. Well, probably. In fact, I'm not sure, I'm backpedaling. Because I said something unfortunate. I'm
不是要
curious.
和方川石对话吗？
No, not really. I want to look at that popcorn again. Oh well, the game wouldn't let me miss anything, I guess. Did you notice the man sitting to her left? The man on the left? Sorry, I didn't notice him at all. So you don't know who he is, then? I don't know. No way. Sorry that I couldn't help you. No, you've been a big help. So we're agreeing on the left means old man what's his face security guard. So will I get a good citizen award or something? Probably not. No, but he was her boyfriend. Okay, yeah. But he specified her left, and he was sitting on her right, which is our left because we were facing her. Screw it, my head hurts. Boyfriend. Yes, I saw him sharing a drink with the victim. It was very intimate. It's weird, how'd you see that? This must be the key to solving the case. I just saw it from the back. Secretly. So you were watching them, sneaking a peek. No, I just told you that I was hiding my face in my hands. Whenever I peered with my fingers, I was looking at the screen. Did you see anything else apart from that? No. Well, good talk, everybody.
跟他说话好累啊。
Quick save, because I get the feeling things are happening. Yeah, it's tiring to talk to her.
同感。
I feel the same way. Maybe it's the so-called generation gap. There you are. Age unknown. We know basically nothing about her as a human being. Which means she could easily have poison and a motive.
但至少能证明，除了张海和王峰，
But at least we
其他
can
人
prove
下
that
药
no
都
one
抓
else
不
could
住
have poisoned the victim apart from Wang Feng and Shanghai, right?
兇手就係佢哋兩個之
It
間
must have been one of the two.
大叔有什么意見？
Dude, what's your opinion?
唔好叫我大叔。
Don't call me dude. Makes my mic quality go down.
别这样，志雄先生的经验
Come
和想法
on, your
对于我们
experience
查案
ideas
是
could
不
really
可
help
获得
with the
的助力。
case. This is tiring.
你哋之前應該調查到。
You've been investigating the victim's boyfriend because he was cheating.
是有这怀疑，但还没
That's
有
a
足够的
suspicion,
证
but
据。
there isn't enough evidence to prove it yet.
你哋冇睇到佢袋裏邊
He's
嗰
in
部
the
電話
phone
簿
book in
咩？
his bag.
電話簿，
Phone book?
電話簿怎麼
What
了？
about the phone book?
最後嗰頁寫咗個
I
名
wrote down the
叫
name
李
Maggie
健
on the last page, and he put an asterisk next to it. An asterisk? It looks like this person means a lot to him, or he was cracking a joke about footnotes.
哦，
Eh?
可能都冇乜用。
They might lead to a dead end, but don't you think you should look into this number?
有道理。
It makes
要是能找
sense.
到王峰出轨的
If we
证
can
据，
find
可
evidence
能是
that
破
Wang
案的
Feng
关
was
键。
cheating, it could be the key to solving the case. Maggie's phone number is 569-233-522. 5695... It's 569-233-522. Damn it. 569-233-552. There you are. Can I pull out? I haven't even got the... Excuse me, are you Miss Maggie? Totally ruining the pacing. I'm Kobayashi Masuki from the Criminal Investigation Department. I'm sorry I got your contact information through Wang Feng. Don't worry, I'm just trying to find something out and would like to ask you about it. Did you have an appointment with Wang Feng at 2:30 p.m. to see a movie at the Grand Cinema Hotel? Grand Cinema. What? How do you know that? Great, now that I can trust that it's really you, I have a bold question. Is Wang Feng your boyfriend? Well, I haven't been dating him for very long, and I did think about it for a while. He's been pursuing you for a long time. A while, yes. At first I thought he was just after me for my money, but then I decided he was being sincere. Money? Did he tell you about going to watch a movie at 2:30 p.m. tonight? And that he bought tickets? Oh yes, what happened to him? He didn't do anything, did he? I think this makes him look more innocent, honestly. If he knew that he was going to murder someone and leave a body and get caught, he wouldn't have brought evidence of his motive and let it on his persona when he got caught. Oh, it's alright. He didn't do anything, thank you. I got all the answers I needed. Are you really a police officer? You're a little eccentric. I'm not still angry, I just forgot to hit the button. That's a false assumption. Speaking of which, I've never dated a cop. So, would you like to go out with me? Definitely not.
Wang Feng 的确在脚踏
Wang
两条船
Feng is indeed double dipping. You should never double dip the chip. It's like putting your whole mouth on the bowl. Looks like Matsuda was right. Woman's instincts are good.
係佢自己腳
But
踏
why would you
兩條
double
船
date then kill your
係要殺死自己嘅
girlfriend?
女朋
It's not a
友？
logical motive, is it?
那个叫美琪的說了，王峰可能是因為他的錢才跟他在一起。
That's what Maggie said. Wang Feng may have been with her because of her money. Therefore, the earring in Wang Feng's bag might be Maggie's.
我咁如果美琪知道佢係第三者嘅話，
Oh? Well, if Maggie knew she was the third wheel,
王峰就有可能要
Wang
不到
Feng
这
may
个
not
大
have
鱼。
caught this big fish. No wonder he's not sad. Yulin Mei is just one of his many girlfriends.
如果林美美是知道这事的，
What if Yulin Mei knew about it?
那王峰就有杀他
Then
的
Wang
动机了。
Feng would have had motive to kill her. Not what I meant to hit, but we should go here at some
林
point.
美美她就住在这大厦里。
Yulin Mei lived in the Zhang
也是张
building.
海的工作岗位。
It's also where Shanghai works as security guard.
张海开始说他不认识
Shanghai
死
first
者，
said that he had
后
never
来
seen
却
the
说对
victim.
死者不熟。
Then he said that he wasn't familiar with her. Sorry, I just took a smoke break real quick. His statements are not very credible, right?
呢種大廈
You'd surely notice who goes in and out every day in this kind of building.
不，
No.
我认为他的
I
话
think
是
his
可信
words
的。
are credible. At least what he said about not being familiar with the victim.
咩話？
Why?
他可能的確有見過死者，
He may have
但我同意
seen
他
the
所
victim.
說
I agree with
他
him
和
that
死
two
者
of them were
並不
not
相似。
familiar. Judging by her inquiries, he has very low self-esteem and isn't good at talking and dealing with women.
这
But
是什么意思
what does it mean?
所以他
So he
没有
doesn't have a
动机
motive?
有很多事情
There
都
are
可以成为
many
动
things
机
that
啊，
could have been a motive,
例如钱债纠纷、
such as
民间不
money or
遂、
debt,
杀父
react
仇
to a
人，
bad insult,
甚至是
killing
世
an
界杯
enemy,
球
the
场买了
Germans
德
winning
国
the
大树
World
之类的。
Cup. Oh dear, Germany.
最後嗰條係咩？
God, I remember the World Cup. It was a particularly gruesome case, let me tell you. Was that the last one? Okay, so it's evident that this case is significantly longer and more complicated than I'm expecting. And I was prepared to go a bit longer than this, but my throat's pretty dried out. My allergies are really acting up. It's a bad day. I hope you all don't mind if we stop here for today. I'm still enjoying the game. I think this case is a bit worse than the last one, if we're being honest. But it's a very hold the phone, one last cliffhanger to leave you all on. There's a keychain with a bear attached to it in the cupboard. Hey, isn't this a birthday gift? A birthday gift? The birthday date is engraved onto the belly of the bear. There are 365 of them, so no matter when your birthday is, you can get one of these exclusive bears with your birthday date engraved on it. And that's really nice. So Shanghai's birthday is on February 15th? Is it? Why can't I remember this little bear hanging from Yulin May's pretty handbag? Alright, yeah, my throat hurts. I'm sorry. Gonna tap out so we don't wind up like our weekend Ace Attorney streams. Game's good, enjoying it. Hope it finds its footing even better, because I know it has more in it. Thank you all for showing up. All one of you who aren't commenting. I'm not upset. I'm genuinely happy. Even lurkers are valuable. I hope I've been entertaining you. And please keep in mind, tomorrow I will not be streaming at the usual time. Tomorrow is our first ever relaxing after-dinner book reading. I say relaxing, it's a horrible, gory book about a serial killer. I hope you all enjoy it, because I'm very, very excited to be able to get that going. And I will see all of you in the future. Goodbye.